Tax plans don't change your life in speeches. They change it quietly, in your paycheck, in your bills, in the dreams you can afford or the ones you postpone. And Trump's 2026 tax plan isn't just a policy update, it's a shift that will touch every household, every wallet, every future. The question is, how will it touch yours? There's a moment from Warren Buffett's life that almost no one talks about. A moment that explains exactly why tax changes, even small ones, matter more than people think. It was decades ago, long before he became the Oracle of Omaha. Buffett sat at his kitchen table with a yellow legal pad, scribbling numbers under a dim lamp. He wasn't calculating millions. He wasn't analyzing markets. He was calculating his taxes, trying to understand why someone with so little could lose so much to a system he barely understood. He once said it felt like walking through fog. You knew there was a path, but you couldn't see where it led. That fog is exactly what millions of Americans feel today as Trump's 2026 tax plan begins to reshape the financial landscape. For some, it promises relief. For others, tighter margins. For all, a change that requires awareness, not blind trust. And just like Buffett at that kitchen table, the first step is understanding what's really happening beneath the headlines. Because tax plans aren't just about numbers. They're about people. People trying to build a life, a future, a sense of stability in a world that feels more unpredictable than ever. The 2026 tax shift is arriving in a moment of economic tension, rising costs, uncertain wages, and a financial world that seems to be moving faster than anyone can prepare for. It's a moment where clarity becomes a form of courage. Imagine this. You wake up one morning and check your bank app. Your paycheck looks familiar, but it feels different. Maybe your take-home pay shrinks. Maybe your deductions change. Maybe your refund disappears. Not because you earned less, but because the rules of the financial game changed while you were sleeping. That's what tax policy does. It rewrites the script without asking permission. Trump's 2026 plan promises adjustments to income brackets, deductions, credits, small business benefits, and long-term tax structures. Some people will see relief. Some will lose deductions they depended on. Some will pay more without understanding why. Tax law is like gravity, you don't have to see it to be affected by it. And that's where Buffett's story matters. He learned early that you can't control tax laws, but you can control how prepared you are for them. And in a moment like this, preparation is everything. There's a lesson at the heart of every tax change. When the world rewrites the rules, you must rewrite your strategy. The first mindset shift is awareness. Don't wait until tax season to understand how your life is changing. Bezos didn't build Amazon by reacting late. He built it by anticipating early. The next shift is intentional spending. In times of policy change, every dollar becomes a decision. You begin to see money not as currency, but as a tool you can direct with purpose. And the final shift is adaptability. Buffett built his empire not on certainty, but on the ability to adjust, recalculate, and stay calm when systems changed around him. Trump's 2026 tax plan isn't good or bad. It's a new landscape. And landscapes don't choose winners. Mindsets do. This moment isn't about fear. It's about positioning. About paying attention. About understanding that your financial future is something you participate in, not something that happens to you. Close your eyes and imagine Buffett at that kitchen table again. The outdated lamp. The scratched wooden surface. The simple calculator. A young man trying to decode a system that seemed designed to confuse him. Now imagine him decades later, a billionaire, still calm, still steady, still reading tax documents with the same quiet curiosity. What changed wasn't the tax code. What changed was him. Awareness replaced fear. Strategy replaced confusion. Perspective replaced panic. That is the same transformation you are being called into now. Trump's tax plan isn't a crisis. It's a fork in the financial road. One path leads to clarity. The other leads to frustration. You're choosing the first path simply by being here. If this video gave you clarity, if it helped you understand the emotional side of money, If it made the tax conversation feel a little more human and a little less overwhelming, then stay with us. This channel isn't about fear. It's about empowerment. It's about helping you navigate the financial world with calm, courage, and confidence. So if you want more videos that break down money through storytelling, more guidance during times of uncertainty, more cinematic explanations that help you feel prepared, not pressured, hit subscribe. Like the video. Share it with someone you care about. Because financial clarity is a gift, and gifts become more valuable when they're shared. Tax laws may change. Systems may shift. Governments may rewrite the rules. But your ability to understand, adapt, and rise, that never changes. The 2026 tax plan isn't the end of stability. It's the beginning of awareness. And awareness is the foundation of freedom. You're not just watching a video. You're preparing for your future. And that makes you more powerful than any policy. And if this story moved you, if it made you think differently about money, risk, or your own journey, consider joining us here at Market Mark. Hit like, subscribe, not for the algorithm, but because it tells us you want more stories like this, stories that make finance human again. End with a cinematic closing sentence, something like, until the next story, this is Market Mark, reminding you that wealth starts in the mind.